Yeah, baby. We are here, fresh faced and ready for the day. It's another beautiful day, and it's another beautiful episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian T. Licata. I am your host, Gary G. Garcia, along with my partner in misinformation, Brian T. Licata. We're doing it again. We're here. It's Sunday. Damn, my mind is fried. It took an hour from us. That hour matters, man.
I know.
That hour matters to me. Okay?
Yep.
Every fucking minute. I hate when they fuck with our time. I don't know anybody who really likes it. You know, do you like the daylight savings? Does that make you feel good? You know? And I feel like they do it wrong. I feel like they pull it back when it's cold. And then they make it go forward when it's spring. It should be the other way around. When it's spring, we should get another hour.
You think they should?
In the winter, let's lose the hour. You know what I'm saying? Because in the winter, we go forward.
In the winter,
we go forward in the winter. I want to go forward.
Always fall back, spring forward. No? You want to fall forward, spring back.
Yeah. When springs to come, I want to get an extra hour.
You want to get an extra hour.
When spring comes. Yeah, that's what I want. I always want to get an extra hour. I think they should always just give us an extra hour. It should just always fall back an hour.
They say it was like farming thing.
After a while. Yeah, it was a farming thing.
Yeah.
Strictly for farming, which is, they say, is completely unnecessary now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're just fucking with us. And I feel like there's like scientific facts out there that say that that's just no good for the brain. You know, I feel like I read some things. I can't say for sure, but I feel like I've read some stuff that explained to me why I always feel like shit when they switch over their time.
Well, I think I always like waking up like not sunrise time, but like early daylight. Like I'm a big fan of sleeping with the shade open. So when the sun comes up, the natural light gradually wakes me up. That's how I like to wake up.
Yeah, it doesn't do that for me because I go to sleep when the light's coming up a lot of times. So I stay sleeping no matter how bright the room is.
Yeah, your circadian rhythm is messed up, my friend.
My what rhythm?
Your circadian rhythm.
I didn't even know I was circadian. I thought I was Puerto Rican all this time. I should have did 23 and me. I would have figured out. Who knew? Who knew I was circadian? I don't look it.
It's the nose. It's the nose that gives you a little circadian. You know,
my Al Pacino nose. Yeah, I'm not too sure, man.
I say you got a Roman nose. You know, it's very Roman.
Yeah, it's very
It's Roman all over your face.
You're a dick, yo. How I even let you set me up for that? That just goes to show you I lost an hour. Letting you come at me with that dumb, corny ass shit.
Oh man, it's a dad joke, yo.
Dad joke. That's like the other day. I forgot who was on stage. But I was talking to Zach, and the person up there wasn't doing so well. And Zach goes, "Oh, it's all right. You know, he's just fodder." And I go, "He ain't my fodder.
Fodder?
He's your fodder." Yeah, fodder. Like, you know, fodder for the flame or something or whatever they call that. FODDER. Fodder.
Huh. Fodder. Yeah. FODDER. Fodder. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, "He ain't my fodder. He's your fodder." I'm a dick. You have to be there. It's one of those jokes that are just so stupid it makes you laugh. You know? Before we get into this, in case anyone was wondering, I feel like the best way to watch this podcast is with a little bit of weed and a nice coffee, no matter what time of the day it is. And if you need some trees in the Queens Astoria area, go check out Apollo Buds in Astoria, Queens, New York, on Crescent Street and Astoria Boulevard. They got all the strands you need, man. They got the chocolates, they got the gummies, they got stuff for the animals, man. They got CBD, they got everything you need. Go check it out. I actually didn't get to go out there this week, so I'm running a little low, but I'm making it work. Go check them out. Tell them that Rated G sent you and get a free eighth with your first purchase. All right. And if you're looking for something to do with that special someone in your life on a Friday night, any night's actually good for it, man. You know, there's never Every time is the right time for loving. And if you want to do some loving, you want to add a little spice to your relationship, check out triplexplayground.com and go cop yourself a board game. But Triple X Playground, it's only the best adult tool game, communication tool game ever created. And it's also the best way to get fist deep into someone you love. So roll the dice and blame it on the dice. And check out Triple X Playground on triplexplayground.com. Bang.
This podcast is also sponsored to you in part by enditwasgood.net, the official home for Rated G mugs.
There you go, man. Go cop a mug. We got to get our shirts and everything up there too, man. But go cop a mug, man, and support us a little bit. Why not, man? My rent is due. His rent is due. We could use a little help. You know what I'm saying? But either way, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're listening, and it's always good to have you guys with us. I hope you enjoy us as much as we enjoy you.
Speaking of enjoyment, our special guest is here in the waiting room.
I'm very excited, man. I am very excited. We have a special guest with us today. Let's bring her on, man. There you go.
Oh, wait, I am here.
Hello, Miss Kerrigan.
Ladies and gentlemen, with us today is the very talented, extremely funny,
not really
beautiful,
awake.
gorgeous. You're beautiful when you wake up in the morning. From the minute you open your eyes, I feel like little birds bring you your clothes to wear, just like Snow White. That's how beautiful you are.
How high are you already?
I'm just starting.
Oh, good.
You know, I lost an hour, so it's affecting me a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen,
forgot
Eleanor
about
Kerrigan. I thought, yeah, I knew you forgot. I knew he forgot too.
I definitely forgot.
It's moments like this that I wonder who's the burnt one. I remembered. How did I remember that shit?
I was like, oh, I'll get home at like 3:30. And then I was like, oh, shit, it's 4:30. So I go to bed till 6. Yay.
That's bullshit, though. We were just saying how much I hate that shit. Do you like the daylight savings time?
No.
Even when it goes back, right?
I hate anything you have to think about. I just want to, I have to exist. Now I have to do extra shit.
Exactly. Just leave it the fuck alone. I mean, the good news is if you have like everything nowadays does it itself. So it just automatically does it. You kind of don't even notice.
You would think that, but I'm at my mother's house. So I was up all night changing clocks like a fucking elderly person.
Did you do the microwave in the oven?
You what?
The microwave in the oven? Did you do those?
Everything. The oven, the microwave, the Bose, like her little stereo.
So you're one of those people, Eleanor, that actually does the time on like the microwave?
For my mom, yeah.
Oh, for your mom. All right. How about you, Brian? Your microwave have the right time on it? I feel like it does.
I actually, what I do is I set them up at the same time. I get the microwave and the oven, and then I hit the set button at the exact same time, so the minutes change.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
No, you're actually wrong, because no matter how much you try, you don't.
Can't.
Because I always do that when I do laundry. I always try to hit them both at the same time. I'll be holding both the machines, and I'll be like, pop. And I feel like I did it at the same time, but one always stops a minute earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You never really get it at the same time.
You're full of shit. You're lying to yourself, Brian. You're lying to yourself.
I don't even back when the clocks were old, I never changed the clocks.
My car, never.
Well,
yeah, never. I used to like the fact, like when it went forward and I'd be like, you know, oh, it's supposed to be 4:00. And I'd be like, well, it really be 5:00, right? It's fun. It's fun when you're working, like, and you go forward.
Yeah.
But in the summer, I don't go forward in the summer. Go back. Let's just keep going backwards. Maybe we'll all stay younger.
It is nicer, though, that it's later in the summer. Well, not later in the
That's
summer.
not a good way of thinking. Like, if we kept going backwards, if every year we just went back an hour every year.
I kind of like going forward.
Wouldn't we live longer?
I can't wait for it to end.
Really?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Don't say that, Eleanor. Don't say that.
I'm almost there, guys.
You're like one of the happiest female comedians I know. Male comedians just all terrible and sucky, but female comedians, they go both ways. You're like the happiest female comedian I know, which I don't know if that means anything. We're still pretty miserable.
Happiest.
Yeah, you always seem like you're in a good mood. You know,
I try to be polite.
I just feel like you've taken everything in stride. You know, because like even in none of your comedy is about like mental issues or like dealing with people, nothing like that. You seem to have no problems with that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
I have anger
anxiety. I'm
issues.
sure you have. Who has anger issues? If you're not
But I
angry in
mean,
this
that's
fucking
hard
world,
to
then you
deal
have
with.
an issue.
Do you have
We all
anger
have anger
issues?
issues. Who, me?
Yo. He went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. Can we get into that story? Because I know there's got to be a story there.
Listen,
Nothing
this is the
happened?
problem I got with not just Dunkin' Donuts, but every fucking place. Don't lie to me. Stop lying to me. Just be fucking honest. I went to
See?
Dunkin' Donuts last night before they closed.
And
right?
you want to go back. You want to go back. I want it to end.
I don't want to go back, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? So I go there and I try to get a decaf coffee, which
Why?
it wasn't for me. It
Why?
wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I had to get a decaf coffee, right?
Oh, the
So I
coffee
go in
wasn't for
there
you. Okay.
and I say, let me get a decaf coffee. They said, oh, we don't have no decaf coffee. I said, you don't have no decaf coffee? You're a coffee shop. And then he goes, the machine's broken. And I look at the machine and it's got the light on, just like the one next to it. First of all, it's a coffee machine. You're telling me your coffee machines are all broken?
Yeah, it's not a McFlurry.
No, it just you can use the same machine that you use the regular one and just put decaf in there.
Mm-hmm.
But he said the machine's broken. I looked at him and I went, all right. And I just left. I didn't want to get into the argument. I chose the road of least resistance. I chose nonviolence. I go back this morning after realizing I lost the hour, because even though I knew I lost the hour, once I went to sleep, I kind of forgot. So I wake up. Now I'm rushing. I just throw everything on. I go out there to go get coffee. And I see the dude there. He's still there. And now they got the same dude's there. It's like 7 of them, first of all. Like, how many motherfuckers does it take to make a fucking coffee? Okay. And he's not even making, my coffee.
Starbucks, there's like 30 people behind the counter.
It's fucking insanity. It's insanity. And he's not even making the coffee, but he's talking to the people that is making my coffee. And I'm like, dude, I got somewhere to go, man. You think maybe you can talk after you make the coffee? They give me the coffee, it spills all over my hand. And all of a sudden now they got decaf. So I saw the dude there and I'm just like, so the dude came at like 7 a.m. to fix the machine? He didn't remember me, but I remembered him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, don't fucking lie to me. Do me that solid. Just say, I don't want to make it. I'm gonna have a whole pot and I don't want to make decaf. Be honest.
How hard is it though to put on a pot of decaf? Yo?
It's not hard at all. And the other day I heard the craziest shit. The other day it was like 6 o'clock. I was behind some dude in Dunkin' Donuts. He asked for a sandwich and they said, oh, we're not making breakfast anymore. We're not making breakfast at this time no more. And I'm like, all you make is breakfast. What the fuck are you talking about? I never heard of Dunkin' Donuts not making breakfast.
They don't have a dinner menu, do they?
No, they don't have anything but bread. They used to have like the chicken sandwiches for a little while.
Really? I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah. They had like some chicken sandwiches. They weren't good, which is why they don't have them anymore.
Right. Well,
I got the egg bites from them.
I was going to ask you that. Oh my God. Do you like that? Eleanor, please don't say you like that.
Not from Dunkin' Donuts. They're not good.
They're not good at all.
The ones from Starbucks are good. The ones from Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know. It's just like egg. It's just like an
egg.
But
it's like whipped with like spinach and vegetables and probably cheese.
I used to work with a guy who would eat the everything bagel, like the stuffed seasoning or the cream cheese stuffed like bagel bites.
Oh yeah, the bagel bites.
I like those until I figured out they're good until I figured out they're also more money than a regular bagel. They're more money. You get 2 of them for like $4. Meanwhile, if you buy a whole bagel and put cream cheese on it, it's like $2.
Yeah.
I had to stop buying it just because of that.
Yeah, it's
it's the hole in the middle.
I went to the real place in New York where the girl, wherever they came up with it, she went on Shark Tank and pitched it.
Oh,
so it's
really?
like all these little big. Huh. The line was around the corner. I'm like, I'll just go to Essa Bagel and get a bagel and put cream cheese on it.
I never understood lines
I don't
around
need
corners
a bite.
for food. In New York, right by the cellar, it's like 2 blocks before you get there. You ever see that cookie dough place where they sell cookie dough?
Oh yeah.
And the line goes around the corner,
always
across the street and up the block. I remember one time I thought they were going somewhere. I was like, yo, what are you guys waiting for? Because they were across the street. I thought they were waiting for a bus to take them to like Vegas or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, what are you guys waiting for? They said, oh, we're waiting for the cookie dough. I said, cookie dough? I look across the street. There's another line. I was like, you stupid fucking people. That's just stupid people. You come, you see a line down the block. You know what I would say? We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
We'll come back when it's not so. I'm not going to sit there and wait for cookie dough.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
insomnia cookies open all night. That line isn't as.
No, because their cookies
Just
suck.
go there. Just
Yeah,
go
I
to
know.
cookie
But
there.
their cookies do suck. I'm not gonna lie. They're
Downtown.
all right if you smoke enough weed, but
What? The insomnia cookies?
not
They're
that
too
good.
doughy. They're too yeah,
They're
they're
too
too doughy.
something.
They're not cooked enough, you know?
I don't eat anybody's. My little sister makes cookies and they're phenomenal. So I literally come here and she gives me the burnt ones.
The burnt ones can be the best though.
The best.
The best. Right
Or
before
she'll
it gets black.
practice because she makes characters. So she'll practice and then she'll give us the ones that have like are missing an eye or something.
What kind of
Like,
characters?
anything somebody asked for, like if it's a baby's birthday, if it's an adult birthday, and whatever
Will
you
she
want.
make cookies for a gay wedding?
Yep, my niece.
She's anybody, right? She'll make it for
My
anybody. She
niece.
don't care.
Yeah,
There
my
you
niece
go.
got married. She made all the cookies, but my niece is like what's that called? Goth kind of like she's into
Depressed?
like their black and all that. All the cookies
Depressed?
were black. I was like, oh my god, we made big black cock. No, I'm kidding. We didn't do that.
You
Those were for
kind
me.
of got to.
How did they taste?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Are you ever going back to the white cookies?
But you get black all around, and I was like, this is familiar. I don't eat the white ones anymore. No, no more white. But they're so good. Like, but you do get like a black tongue. Like, this is great. But yeah,
Rated
great
G
idea.
cookies to go with mugs. Yeah, we need to hook that up, dude.
I'll get you.
Oh,
some
by the
cookies.
way, Eleanor, we're live. I don't know if you realize, but we're live.
Oh,
We've been going
shit.
live lately nowadays.
Of course,
So.
I'm not even awake, and we're live.
Not that it matters because you say the craziest shit anyway, and you're like, keep it in. I don't give a fuck because we're not gonna. Brian's producing. We're not editing anything anyway.
Oh no, he edits. He doesn't like to edit. He's done.
I heard you were seeing Brian behind my back too. I was jealous for a little while.
I have
I heard you was
seeing
going
him.
on his other podcast behind my back, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Listen, if this is ever gonna work out, I gotta learn
He's
to
a
trust.
forceful guy, Brian. You don't look it, but he's like, do what I say, bitch. I'm like, whoa, yeah, okay.
He don't talk like that to you.
A
He would
little
never do
bit
that.
to me, he
Sometimes.
does. Maybe not to you.
Nah, he would never do that. He would never do that to you because he knows I would fuck him up. He doesn't talk to my. He don't talk to my future wife like that. What is he, crazy?
Future ex-wife. Let's not get silly.
Yeah, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Nothing's gonna work out.
I'm learning. No, it's not gonna work out. But I'm learning to appreciate the moments. I feel like it'll be very hot
It's
for
the
the
little
first year.
things.
Yeah.
We're not
very
gonna.
first year.
We're
it'll
not
be on
going
fire.
backward.
No, man. You
We're
always gotta
going
look
forward.
Yeah. I also think if it makes you feel better, I think we'll be the best breakup in history.
Ooh,
I don't think anyone will
like
break
that.
up as good as we do.
You think it'll be the first mutual breakup since that Seinfeld episode?
It'll be better than the Seinfeld episode.
What's the
think so?
Seinfeld episode?
Well, the Seinfeld episode is Jerry is dating a woman who's just like him, right?
Yeah, what's her name? Gina the
Yes, Gina. Yeah, Gina something. It was
what's her name?
JS,
Gina
though.
the Garofalo.
Oh,
What's her
it
name?
was Jeannie Garofalo. Was the
Yeah,
actress.
there you go.
Janine
Yeah.
Garofalo. Oh, the
Janine
comic.
Jean Garofalo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
She was the girlfriend, and they had the first ever mutual breakup in the show.
Yeah, they were
They shook
both
hands and
exactly
said-
alike.
Oh,
She was like the
okay.
female version of Jerry.
I don't
you
think
know.
I know that one. That's awesome. I
Really?
like
They're sitting there
Janine.
eating, and he goes, I don't think I want to be in this no more. She goes, me neither. He goes, so we're broken up? Yeah. Okay. See you later. Call
Shake
you. And they
hands.
just break up. They shake hands and they leave.
and then walk out. Yeah.
That's usually how my breakups go.
No, but ours is gonna be with passion and romance.
Oh, really?
You know?
Like a little
Yeah,
drama?
we're both gonna shed like one tear. You know
But
what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying?
stay there like a
Yeah,
murder.
It's gonna be like the Indian dude. Like
Yeah.
we just saw someone throw trash out their
I'm
car.
in a
but just
canoe.
it's gonna be one tear, a parting kiss, slow where the lips actually stay together, then stretch a little bit and then pop
Ooh,
off.
I like
And it's
that.
all gonna be in slow motion. No one's gonna be filming it. We're just gonna move in slow motion.
It's not gonna be live on Facebook.
Ooh.
We could do it in
He goes,
120 frames
"Ooh."
per second too.
The breakup will be televised.
I like this. I like that you guys have
Unlike the
stuff.
revolution.
You guys have stuff behind you. I've literally nothing.
No, we guys don't. He has nothing behind him but a door and his
Well, at least
trash.
it looks a little bit.
It looks like a mess.
This looks like I'm being held captive, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
you look
help.
like they should have
Help.
had a hood on your head when it started and they pull it off.
I'm blinking the whole time trying to get help.
That's hysterical. That's actually how we should bring.
We should do all of our guests. All of our guests live from my basement. Eleanor Kerrigan live from the chains in my basement.
We should bring all our guests on there like that. They have the fucking hood over their head. We pull it off. Welcome to Rated G.
I just keep looking off. Yes. Okay.
So you're in Philly now.
Yeah, I'm at my mom's.
Once again, I'm not going to take it personal that I found that out through Brian. I'm not going to take it personal. I know
I'm sorry about that. But
I've been. Look, it's my fault too. I got to give. I thought of you last night because I was more busier than I am. Actually, in this relationship, it would be the woman is making more money than the man in this situation. She's more busier than I am. So the truth is, I need to put the effort out. You know, I could have easily have called you. I'm not a good man, which is why we're going to break up. But I gotta.
Yeah, I'm not a good girl either. I was right by the Grizzly. I was at the cellar last night. Did I call?
When you talk like that, I think this actually might work out. When you say things like that, I'm like, maybe we'll be together forever. Who knows?
Were you in New York last night or AC?
AC. I had 2 shows out here. The shows were banging out here. You was in New York last night, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I don't know either. I knew you was out there. I had wanted to come and surprise you, but I couldn't get out there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I walked, I parked close. And I was walking, I saw the grizzly parrot, and I thought, I should go say hi. And then I just said, I'm too tired.
Yeah, see that.
Because it was spring love. We're springing forward, and I want to rush home so I can make this podcast.
Exactly.
I know that's what it was.
How were the shows in the city last night?
What's that?
How were the shows?
Shows were great. Cellar was wild. The stand was insane, too. It was packed. It's just, I guess it's Saturday night, late night. The cellar late night was insane.
You know, I never did the stand. I don't think I've ever did the stand.
Oh, the stand's great too.
I definitely haven't done the cellar, but I don't think I've ever did the stand.
The stand has a beautiful the new place, the restaurant, real nice upstairs, and then they have the one room like off the restaurant. But the downstairs, that's the shit.
I think I seen the downstairs. I went there to go see Aaron Berg.
Oh, he's terrific.
And this is before I knew him.
His clips are amazing.
I went to go see him before I was actually in it, before I actually knew who he was. We had only met once before at the Heckler show where I was screaming out, "Show me your tits." And
did he show them?
Nah, what's funny is he came up, he just, it's Aaron Berg. So I remember JC Best was putting on a show called and thank you for looking out for him. He told me that he went out to LA and that you looked out for him. Is it LA? Good. Cali, wherever. He went out there. You remember JC Best when you showed up that time at did the pop-in for me?
Oh, yes, he's terrific.
Yeah,
and
he told me he
he's
looked out
in with
for him.
them. They love him. So
yeah, he's good people. He's nuts too. His shit is just
funny.
Crazy edgy, man. It's like you're either gonna love him or fucking hate him.
I was like, he's perfect for the Comedy Store. He's perfect, and they loved him. So now he works all the time with them.
So he used to do this show called the Heckler Show, where they encouraged the audience to heckle.
The best.
But
that's so much fun.
Yeah, but it was like if you were good, they let you do your thing. Like no one ever heckled me. I found out afterwards a lot of people were scared, and I'm like, what are you scared about? But I guess the stage adds a little height, so they don't realize how little I am. You know what I'm saying? They see the tats, they're like, I'm not heckling this dude. But you know what happens is the crowd don't heckle, so all the comedians in the back,
of course, they have to start it. Yeah.
Right. So every time a comedian would get quiet, I would just yell out, "Show me your tits." And at the time, I was an open micer, but it was the timing. It's so corny, but it was a timing thing. It was like whenever they were doing rough, and then I just be like, "Show us your tits," and the crowd would start dying. So then here comes Aaron Berg to close out the show, and he's like, this is awesome. Comedy don't suck enough, and now you got a show encouraging people to yell shit at you. He said, we got open micers killing it with Show Us Your Tits, and I'm dying, right? I really didn't know, but I'm dying. And then he just rips the whole crowd for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
There's one poor chick, he was calling her a meth head. For 3 minutes of material on her being a meth head. And then he says to the dude, "Is that your lady?" And he goes, "Yeah, way to stick up for her." Everybody was fucking dying. He just ripped for 8 minutes straight, and then he stopped, took a sip of his water, and he started to think about what he's gonna say next. To which I yelled out, "Show us your tits," and he just started dying. I broke him. It was a timing thing. But then what happened was I went to go see him after that with my lady at the time, and they sat us in the front. And right away, he starts doing his crowd work, and he comes to me, he goes, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "Actually, I'm a comic." He's like, "Yeah, thanks for sitting in the front, dick." I said, "Oh, damn." I learned the hard way that never sit in the front when you're a comedian at all.
You should do his show. Him and Karen Freehand have a show at the Stand. I think it's Monday nights, and it's
really?
I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like, just like new material kind of a thing. And we have so much fun. And they shift host. Like one time Aaron will bring you up and then Karen brings you up. I can't think of the name of it, but
I love them
they have
both.
all kinds of people.
I love them both. They're both such cool people and completely
Yeah.
nuts.
If I do it in I think it's either April 1st, somewhere around there, April 2nd, maybe, I might go through. So come through with.
Yeah. How long are you out here for?
I got to go back. I got to go to Boston and then back to LA on the 16th.
You are crushing it, yo.
I'm trying, man. I'm filming that half hour.
Crushing it.
Not with that person.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Good.
That person's out. And
so when are you filming? And where?
26th.
Where are you doing it at?
The Comedy Store. In the original room.
Of 26th of this month?
March. Yeah. That's why I've been doing so many shows, like especially like city spots and stuff like that, because I just need to run the parts I want to do.
Right.
And then I'm gonna go back to in LA for like a week and a half and just run it every night and then record it on the 26th.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very excited for you. I'm actually trying to work on another 30 now. Somebody came up to me, wants to give me money to do a special. They want to back.
Yeah, see, that's good. Don't put out your own money for it. Like, I'm serious, because a lot of people do.
Not. I know.
And then they wind up stuck, Yeah.
Well, the good thing with me is I'm already stuck, so I can't do it. I can't do it with my own money. You got to have money. They say scared money don't make money, but no money is no money. So,
Like, I was doing
I'm very excited for you, though. That's awesome. I can't wait. I would love to get out there to see it.
My friend goes, "Oh, you're doing a special for Netflix." I go, "Whoa, hold on." I go, "No, I'm just doing it." She goes, "Well, who are you doing it for?" I'm like, "Me, bitch, shit." Like, yeah, it was Leslie Jones. And I'm like, "You got shit. Give me a minute,"
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's when I did mine. They were like, "Oh man, how come it ain't on Netflix?" I said, "Because I don't have the choice. I'm not the one that puts it on Netflix." You know what I'm saying?
I didn't. If it came with the subscription, I'd have 30 out already. But no, it doesn't come with the subscription. I got to get somebody else to put it on.
So do you have a goal in mind, like with it? Are you going to try to like shop it around?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah. And my one of my dearest friends in the world is semi-directing it.
It's going to end up on Netflix though.
She's a huge director. Mm-hmm. So, she's worked on a lot of stuff. So this is like her consultant thing she's doing, right? Like, so she's just going to help, but she also works for a company that sells it. So, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So we're going to push. And this is like her
it's going to end up on Netflix. It's going to end up on everything. You're awesome.
Hey, from your mouth to God's ears, but.
Yo, I have a good connection with him, man. So that's a good person to have stepping in for you.
Oh, really?
Me and God are like
they're
this.
Tight. Yeah, they're tight.
We're like this, me and God, boy. We are close.
So, how are you gonna run the show? You're gonna have somebody like you gonna have like an opener for you and do like.
What are you, my producer?
I'm just curious.
It's what he does naturally.
Yeah, I'm just curious now. Yeah, I don't know. Man,
yeah. We're gonna have like two. We're gonna have like 2 or 3 openers, and then I'll do obviously close it. But like I'm pushing that we get people there. But if the second show, if there's no people there, that's my favorite time to work in the original room, is a smaller crowd. And last night at the Cellar, the last show I did was at 1:40 or something like that. Maybe even 2:00. I forget. But it was late. And the crowd, it was still busy, which is amazing, which I love about New York. Yeah. Still busy, but like a lighter crowd. Oh my God, we had so much. It was so much fun because so much crowd work. Plus you try to do material, but they don't want to hear that at 2 a.m. And that kind of challenge just is so good because it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah,
like,
when it's
we don't
like
want to
that
hear
for
your
me.
little rehearsed shit. We want to know you. And that's what I love about the original room. That's why I'm doing it in the original room.
What I love about those light crowd, go ahead, tell me.
Will not let you do your material if they don't want to hear your little shtick.
Yeah,
they will come at you. That's how the original room is all the time, or they'll just stare at you,
which is even more fun.
So you got to get them.
That's so much fun when they just stare at you.
Yeah.
Oh God. I like the light crowds because I like what I like to do is I like to like kind of like do the crowd work, but I lead them into my material.
Of course,
you know that's the trick that you try to do. Yeah,
and get them to be.
You kind of get them to bring you into this. You know, you try to lead them. I like those. Those are great. I've actually had like three real small crowds this week, and they were my best shows.
My favorite. I don't know why. It's terrible. Most people want arenas, and I'm like,
yeah,
let's give me a couple people.
Well, I mean, that's comedy, isn't it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The dark side of comedy.
I'm the funniest at a bar with 3 other people around me. And then I'm just going.
I really like the grizzly pear, that little tiny room they got back there. To me, that's like,
oh, that's a great room.
It's
too.
So much fun to watch stuff in there. That whole place.
I did that with you.
Great.
Yeah. You came in. I was talking to them about you for the Midtown room.
Oh yeah.
So next time you're coming in for like a little bit of time, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get you. It's a great room. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it'll probably be like I said that week, the first week of April.
Let me know when you're coming in, and if you got any open days, I can definitely get you in there because I was talking to the owners. The owners over there love me. Big up to Grizzly Pear, man.
Yeah, I love
the
that.
only club in New York I'm past that.
What?
It's the only room in New York that I'm past that. I'm not past any club in New York.
What? Why is that though?
I don't know. I guess I don't audition.
He doesn't put himself out there. That's what.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. You don't audition. Okay. Because there's no reason they wouldn't love you.
No, I mean, and the thing is,
everybody
a lot of them
loves Gary.
Like even governors. You brought the dude in that time, man. I was doing the show there in the small room. She was upstairs with Dice, James. And she made sure that one of the dudes came in to see me, and he loved me. And I went back there like twice with Terry McNeely.
Yeah.
And the dude loves me, but it's like, I don't know. That's why I need like someone to manage me or something, because I'm not good at telling people
the hustle.
I'm not good at that. Like right now, I'm trying to get a spot over at Funny Stop, and I'm paying. The dude loves me. He fucking loves me. Pete over at the Funny Stop. He every time he brings me up, he says, "They're coming up, Gotti, fucking Garcia." That's how he always brings me up. He fucking loves me. He disses Mike and Terry all the time. He's like, "Let Gotti headline. I want Gotti to headline." But now we're playing phone tag. Every time I call him up, he's like, "Call me back tomorrow." You know, he was, and I'm not good.
Where is it?
Call people up. Ohio in Cuyahoga.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's a lot of them, aren't there?
Yeah. This one's in Cuyahoga. Yeah, it's like a chain or something like that. I think is that what you call it? I don't even know. Oh, but I wanted to ask you something because you know I get conspiratorial. I sent something to Brian. Brian, you got that video?
Well,
you got that video?
You'd have to be a little more specific with me.
The one about the Comedy Store that I sent you about the room upstairs.
Oh, yeah, this is good. I don't know what it's about, but I can tell you about every room in the place.
Oh, this is what. Hold on. Find that shit, dog. I think I sent it to you on the.
Is it the belly room?
Oh,
we don't know.
Hold on, I just heard this for the first time, and it was crazy because he had just told me.
Okay, I got it.
You found it?
Yeah, I got it.
He had just told me that we got you, and of course I got all excited and shit. And then I see this video, and I send it to him. I'm like, we got to ask her about this. This is just perfect. Good. Let's see the video.
Roll tape.
Scariest thing I've ever seen up there. One night at 2 a.m, I was hanging out there, okay? And they go, you can hang out here, but upstairs they're doing something, but you cannot go up there in the belly room. I go, it's closed. Who gives a He's like, there's something going up there. Do not go up there. But I went up there. The back entrance. I opened up that back thing, right? It's pitch black in there. But I see candles, right? I swear to God, I saw this. 15 people wearing hoods and purple cloaks. And they're chanting. And then, so I go back downstairs and I wait to see. They come down after the seance. You know who I saw? One of them was Lily Tomlin. The second one was Bob Zamuda. And they were seancing Andy Kaufman's ghost.
Did it work?
I didn't stay up there long enough to know. But what I'm saying is that there's something about that belly room that is a portal of something. Why are you laughing?
It's just crazy. It's a comedy club, and it's like a haunted house.
The scariest thing.
It truly is
what's
the
up with that?
hauntedest house.
Really?
So that is a thing. Bob Zamuda is Bob Zamuda was. Do you know Andy Kaufman's story?
No, well, I know Andy Kaufman, but what story?
But you know he has a like an alter ego that he would play a character.
Yeah, the dude with the glasses.
Tony Clifton.
Tony
Is it
Clifton.
Tony
Yeah.
Clifton.
Yeah, that's who it is.
So sometimes they always were like, "Is it Andy Kaufman? Is it a real person?" Like he was crazy like that.
And he also had a
So-
dude that would play the other guy too.
Bob
Sometimes.
Zamuda.
That's Bob Zamuda.
Yeah. So Bob has done the Tony Clifton show at the Comedy Store all the time. So there's so many scary stories, but for some reason when I go there, I don't feel it. I felt like cold. I felt things like that, but I've witnessed the weirdest shit. So it's got to be there. They don't bother me. But Mitzi, the owner, told me if the ghosts like you, they won't bother you. And so she would talk to them. I didn't know this. And I would be working in her office doing stuff. And the radio kept going on and off. And she goes, "Stop it." And I'm like, "I'm not doing it. I'm filing the papers. I'm not doing anything." And she goes, "Not you, Gus." I go, "Who the fuck is Gus?" She said, "He's a ghost. He plays with the radio. He doesn't like the music." There was a ghost in there that had an issue with music and he turned it on and off. I don't know. So another time I was
Maybe he
waiting
was just trying to be a
tables.
DJ.
Yeah.
And he's like, turning it
And it
on.
was a nightclub for a long time.
Yeah, so that was
This
the
is
history
even
before.
weirder.
It was a nightclub and it had some mob ties or something too.
100%.
Right?
Chicago.
Yeah,
That's how Mitzi knew the people. They were friends of her father.
From Chicago. That's
So
where she was from.
knew
Was
the
from
people.
Chicago.
Yep. She on a handshake. That's how the Comedy Store even came about. That's how her and her husband started the original room of the Comedy Store. That first room, they were renting it out, and the other side was that DJ. He just passed away, Art LeBeau, and he had it was a huge nightclub. But way before that, the video I get in trouble for a lot is my pro-choice video because I'm pro-choice everything. And they get mad. But years and years ago, when women couldn't get an abortion,
Right.
they would do it in the belly room.
That's why they call it the
That's
belly
why
room,
Mitzi
yo.
named it the belly room.
What?
How fucking nuts is she?
Brian, why is there no sound effect on this? You're slipping. That deserved a bomb or something.
No, she doesn't know if it's true, but that years ago they would do. So she named it the belly room because she thought that was, get it, the belly room. I'm like, nobody gets it. That's terrifying.
No way.
Well,
It's
not for
belly
nothing, though.
laugh. It's not a belly laugh. That's what I always thought. I thought it was like a laugh from your belly, yo. It's not.
Wow. But
She would tell us these stories. I didn't know if it was true or not, but she knew more than me. So that's the story she heard that way back. But but then it was Ciro's nightclub. Like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on in that building. And so they never, like they say that could be what haunts it. Also, when it was
yes,
Ciro,
that could be what haunts it.
Ciro's, right? When it was that Ciro's place, all the third floor is like bulletproof and soundproof. Like they have bulletproof, soundproof windows, stuff like that. On the second floor, they could look into the main room from two different entrances, one from the belly room, one from the green room. You look down and they would say like, "Oh, go get that guy, bring him upstairs." Then they would kill him, put him on the dumbwaiter, and bury him in the basement or the hills. I forget. There's so many stories. And so they say they haunt it. It's old gangsters.
There was
I know comics that
brothel
literally
next
have
door
seen
also.
physical people. I've never seen that.
I wouldn't
I
want
don't
to
see that.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
my
saw
friend
that.
Thomas
Do you
Ward.
think
He said a guy kicked him out of he was sleeping in the Comedy Store van, and he said the guy kicked him out of there because he was homeless for a little bit. He's a comic, but you know how comics
most
just like
are homeless for a little while. Yeah.
Sure, in the beginning. This was like when he first started. He was young. That's it. Look at him playing with the dog. But and then there was one night I was serving drinks, and this is in the main room. And Steve Pearl, one of my favorite comedians of all time. Nobody knows him. He's the funniest fucking guy there is. Robin Williams.
That's usually how it is.
Right. And Robin Williams
Nobody
used to
knows
take
me
his
either.
material and do his material. Isn't that crazy? But he paid him, and he put him on a radio show. But this is the guy. This
so basically,
is the
he was a writer. Then, in that sense, he was a writer for Robin Williams. He didn't really steal him.
But he was so funny. But Robin would tell him a while later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was like really.
Yeah. By the way, I was
selling
your jokes on the road this week.
I heard Robin say like he would just do it. Like he couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
A lot of times he would just hear stuff, and he would just.
But Pearl was perfect. Pearl was just like Robin, but a little like, and his jokes were fucking hilarious. I used to go crazy. So he is on stage in the main room. It's packed. I'm serving drinks. He was doing Kinnison, yelling at the ghost, like as something Kinnison used to do. And all the lights went out. The music, like nothing, no sound, nothing. And Steve's going, whoa, whoa. And he's like, I'm kidding. And I got a full tray of drinks. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I panicked, everybody's like, and then the lights went on and the music was at top, like blaring. And the sound guy was standing in the hallway. So there was nobody in the sound booth. You have to be up in the sound booth.
Yeah,
he went running up to turn the music down because it was so loud. And we were like,
I don't know if I want to perform there. I'm a little scared. Now I don't know about it. It's like that in Philly. It's like I'm afraid to perform. I'm afraid to go to Philly now. I was doing all these shows in Philly. And then have you ever met Tata Sharice? She's from Philly, a brilliant freaking comedian from Philly. Tata Sharice. She comes out here. She does work with us a lot. I love her. She got carjacked a block away from her house, like on her own block. And I was like, if they're carjacking their own motherfuckers from the own block, I'm like, I don't know if I want to, because I'd be going there by myself and shit. I'll be the only, I'm talking not even light-skinned motherfuckers. I'm like I'm sticking out like this, like a straight up sore thumb. I'm there rolling up in my brand new car. I got my chains on. I'm fucking with my jacket that draws mad attention. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck am I thinking?
I know.
I would never have rolled this way in my 20s. It's because I'm 53 now and I don't give a fuck. 52. Let me not get ahead of myself. But I'm 52 and I'm like, fuck it. Who's going to fuck with me? A lot of people will fuck with me.
A lot of people, yeah. And
I'm still doing shows in Philly because I got love. Philly shows me so much love. I got to, but I ain't gonna lie. I get a little anxious when I go out there now.
Last night when I was, or this morning, I should say, when I was parking my car. So I have a rental car, and I'm thinking, just give them the rental car if they carjack. Just give it to them. It's not yours.
Of course.
So
that's great that you're going home. That's what you're thinking.
You got to think, right? So it's 5 a.m. I'm parking the car, and my mom's neighborhood is that's where it's happening a lot. So I'm parking, and there's a car with a headlight out, just sitting, waiting. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm looking for weapons because it's not my car.
Right.
So I'm in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to turn the car off until either they come by. So another car comes by, and I'm like, he didn't move. He's fucking waiting for me. So now I'm like, all right, I'm getting out. I'm fighting them, right? Like, this is my brain. It's 5 a.m. I'm like, this is too good of a spot. Not driving around the country.
It's too good of a spot.
I'm not leaving. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, come on, motherfucker, bring it, right? I'm not giving up my parking spot. And then 2 kids come out of an apartment, like right there, right down the street, and they get in the car and they drive off. I'm like, fucking idiot. This is how paranoid they got us. I'm sitting here like, come on, bitch.
Yeah, they were getting drugs probably.
This spot.
But that's funny that you were like, you were scared, but you wasn't giving up the spot. But real quick, have you ever known of anybody going up there to do seances? Like, has that ever gone on?
People have tried it a million times, something crazy that I witnessed that didn't work, and I'll tell you why it didn't work. So the owner passed away, and it was the Comedy Store's 50th anniversary. Now, if you know anything about Mitzi Shore, she put every single ounce of her being into the Comedy Store. The reason people speak of her on high, it literally should have closed in the mid 90s. Like, it should have been done. But she remortgaged houses. She remortgaged the building. Pretty much, if she missed a payment, the bank would own it. Right. She would pull fucking rabbits out of hats to keep this place. And she really, that was like, so this is her baby. So now it's the 50th. They made it to the 50th, right? But unfortunately, she had passed. So in her office, we did a seance.
You was part of it?
I was part of it.
Eleanor, you don't.
Paulie made me do it.
Do seances.
Paulie's Shore's fault.
It's whose fault? Paulie Shore.
Paulie Shore. So it's me.
You don't smoke weed, but you'll do a seance.
It's me.
I can't have my future ex-wife acting like this, all right? Just so you know. It's okay. I'm a very forgiving dude. None of us are perfect. You bring some luggage, which is probably some demons on your shoulders, but we'll deal with the
We sat in her office because her office is right off the belly room. So it's right there. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're sitting in the belly room and you see a door, that's her office. We call it like the little balcony part, the little dog pound part. Right. There's a door there. That's her office. Then she has another door that goes in the other way. So we did it in there thinking we could get something going. And
now, can you tell us who we are? Obviously, Paulie was there.
Paulie was there. I want to say Peter hired them. This is Peter and Paulie are brothers. There's 4 kids. Sammy was there, right? Yeah, Sammy was there. Sammy Shore was there. Sandy Shore, who unfortunately passed away right after Mitzi, the daughter, and then Peter and Paulie. But there's a 10-year gap. So Sammy's there, and he's like, this is weird. What are we doing? And Paulie's like, dude, we're going to get my mom to talk to us. And then they hired people from the Magic Castle to like try to make this happen.
What's the Magic Castle?
The thing that bothered me.
Is that like what is that? Like, the Magic Castle?
The Magic Castle they do magic. Obviously, it's in the title.
Like rabbits out of a hat, like they're a magician group or something.
And they do weird shit.
They do magic.
They hired them.
Majik.
Yeah. Okay.
She knows what I'm talking about. They're not doing magic. They're doing magic.
That's right.
That's the real shit.
So the manager Jen, she goes, go upstairs. We're about to go in. I said, all right. So I go upstairs and I go, why can't I go in the office? They go, oh, they're setting up. And I go, oh, it's a setup. It's fake. The ghosts aren't going to come. Nobody's going to come. They don't do it when it's fake. Like, it's bullshit. So we're sitting in there. All of a sudden there's smoke. I'm like, no. Cold air. I'm like, no, I feel it. There's you put something. Fucking asshole. I was so mad. I was so fucking mad.
One of our listeners want to know if there was a Ouija board involved.
No, but was there a Ouija board? He had something, but it wasn't like a Ouija board, but he had something. He was doing something. Talk to me about Mitzi. And I was like, this guy's retarded. And no, this isn't real. He's fucking lying. Mitzi don't go for bullshit. So she's not coming for bullshit. She's going to come when you least expect it. There's not some man in a seance. Like, I think what Zamuda and them were doing was literally chanting and doing things like that. They didn't have any special effects.
No, they were trying to channel, just trying to channel.
Yeah. And they charged a lot of money, these people, to do it. So I was like, no.
Doesn't work like that.
No, you don't need money. Because one time we used to have like the basement.
You got my hair standing up.
This freaked me out too. I was smoking a cigarette.
You're freaking me out.
There was a gate to the basement. Now that we have a wall, but it was like one of those accordion gates that you open, and you could just go down the steps, but you could see down there. So this big Native American Indian guy literally walking by, big, like almost like the chief in Cuckoo's Nest, like a big guy like that. And his wife was with him, and they were walking out, and he goes, do you work here? And I'm wearing a Comedy Store shirt, and I go, yes, I'm smoking, I'm on a break. I go, yeah, why? He goes, is this place haunted? And I was like, yeah, why? Like, no context for this guy to bring that up. Mm-hmm. Nobody. He was leaving. And so he goes, what's in this basement? Or what's down there? He said. And I go, oh, that's our basement. There's nothing really down there but storage. He goes, no, there's a lot of spirits in there trying to get out. And then he explained to me what I have to do. He's like, you have to have 2 glasses of one empty cup and a glass of water, half full. I'm like, sir, I'm not doing that.
You're not trying to extract the spirits.
I'm going to finish this cigarette and hopefully get lung cancer. I'm never talking to you again.
You got to go down there. You got to spin in a circle 20 times by going changa, 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 changa.
Now we do our podcast down there. And you can feel it.
You're not, that doesn't bug you out. Have you ever done a Ouija board growing up? Have you ever played around with a Ouija board?
Yeah, of course.
The traveling runner said, got to get that Long Island medium lady over there. Oh, there's some chick from Long Island.
It's like a TV show. It's a TV show. Yeah,
we've had everybody. You can Google it. We've had ghost hunters in there.
I was about to say they had to have done like one of those major ghost hunting shows in there.
Do you know who Dunkin Trussell is?
Yes, I've heard the name.
Love
so
Dunkin
funny,
Trussell.
Right? Well,
he's great.
Dunkin. Yeah. They made him we made him the town coordinator, and I say we because I talked him into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean you? You say we, but you mean you?
Well, with me, my friend Freddie Soto, and Corey, who was Corey Soto, Princess Corey, was the talent coordinator at the time, but she was getting ready to marry Freddie Soto, and Freddie didn't want her working at the Comedy Store anymore. So we talked Dunkin into it. We gave him the nickname, the Sheik. And so we were like, you'll be perfect, right? This would be great. But that's the worst thing a comic could do is be a talent coordinator. Mm-hmm. So he was miserable because he just wanted to be a comic.
Are you happy?
So he did it for a little while.
Made him miserable?
Yeah. So he needed the money. But Dunkin is insanely smart, right? Mm-hmm. Insanely smart. And he just, like, people would come in and be like, hey, this place is haunted. And he would just, yeah, look in here, check over here. And he'd just walk away because he fucking hated his job, right? He just wanted to be a comic. So we have this little trap door right at the bottom of the original room steps. And it's basically a crawl space. And this guy came in and he was like, hey, I heard this place is haunted. What? And Dunkin goes, oh, yeah. You could go right in this door. It's literally this big, like the size of this window. The guy went in there and Dunkin left. Forgot he was in there because he was doing stuff. And then we were opening the club and my other friends, Jeff and Ryan, said that little door, a head popped out covered in soot about an hour later. He goes, dude, this place is awesome. There's so much stuff in there.
I would have never in my life went in there.
Yeah,
Nobody would.
Definitely a white person, though, right? That was a white person who did that.
100%.
It had to be.
100%. I swapped
they're the only
sheet.
ones.
It came back just white. It just said white. They didn't even give a country. It just said white.
It had to be.
We were
only
dying.
White people do that shit.
Covered. He was in there for an hour. A little more, maybe. He's like, yo, this place is so haunted. But they've been on
one of those people that want
everything. Huh?
Did the ghost hunter people go in there?
Yeah. They've all come.
But I don't buy that ghost hunter shit.
No, they don't come out for them.
It's like reality TV,
I don't buy that shit.
And it was what Eleanor was saying before. It's like
it's all bullshit. Yeah.
When you're trying to do it for the show, nothing's gonna happen ever.
No,
I just hate the show. I've never seen anything happen on the show. All they do is say it's getting cold, or they'll be like, "Did you see that?" And they turn the camera and you see nothing. Then they all run.
Yeah, like what is that? I hear something on the radar.
See, I'm not gonna lie, man.
No, you don't.
Because now I don't know. I feel like if I went in there, I'm gonna feel it.
Well,
I feel like if I go in there, I'm gonna feel
people make fun of the old town coordinator because he picked up something that Mitzi would say. Because Mitzi would say, well, the building likes me, right? And certain comics, the building liked, so they would excel in that room. The building, in all those, the building just kind of felt them, right? So
I've gotten
Tommy,
along with all the ghosts in my house. Any ghost I've ever
see,
came across, I've gotten along with.
just be cool with them. They won't bother you.
Yeah, I always
Just-
talk
if you're
out
cool
loud.
with
Like
them,
I was telling Brian, I had this basement apartment and I was playing my video games one time and I looked to the side and I saw my bed go down as if somebody just sat in the bed. And the minute I saw that, I was playing online with my boy. I said, hold on 1 second. I took the headphones off. I said, yo, check this out. I'm 42 years old in a basement apartment. I really don't want to be here any more than you want me here. So I don't know if I'm infringing on anything, but I'm going to tell you this. I don't plan on staying. You don't fuck with me. I promise I won't fuck with you. And I'll get out of here as soon as I can. I said that shit out loud. It never fucked with me. But it would always watch me play video games. That's some comedy Ghostbuster shit.
Did you let him leave? Do you think it left or you left before?
No, I left before it. I said bye to
Got
him.
it.
I did say bye. I feel like it helped me a couple of times because I used to do the shows, the late shows in the Pair, and I would get home. Like I would stay there after they closed and hang out, and you know, after the after hours shit, hang out when it was closed with the owners and shit. And I'd get home like 5 a.m. and bake myself some cookies. But I started getting into this habit of falling asleep while the cookies were baking, and I feel like it always woke me up. But it always woke me up too late. But it woke me up before the house went on fire.
That's not too late.
When you, that's I
like
guess
you smell something burning.
I meant too late for the cookies.
Yeah. Too late for the
Them
cookies.
shits
For
would be-
sure.
I had to stop doing it, and that sucked because it was one of my favorite rituals. I used to love to come home, bake
Aw.
cookies, eat some cookies, and then knock out. And I had to stop.
You-
But I feel like the
like
ghost
it.
kept me alive.
Are you doing pancakes still?
Yeah,
You're like doing
of course.
pancakes late night, right?
Do you make pancakes?
Sometimes, yeah. I make the best pancakes in the world. You'll find out when I start making you
I
breakfast.
can't wait because I love pancakes.
I make the best. The only ones that even come close is Gilcrest out here. Gilcrest has pretty good pancakes.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary's.
You like thin pancakes or fluffy pancakes?
Fluffy.
Really? I can't handle that. I like them thin, but I can
Thin?
fuck with fluffy. I like thin because the best part of it is the crust on the end.
That's true.
I prefer
you know.
my pancakes medium rare if I'm gonna eat them. I like them a
Look,
little
leave the
doughy.
comedy to us, all right? You're the producer.
It
Okay?
wasn't. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Those
I'm
are his
just-
true feelings.
Yeah, these are my true
Oh,
feelings.
okay. All right.
So you know, if
Since
we're
you
gonna
weren't
if we're gonna
trying.
be doing this podcast together, Gary, you know, I'd appreciate it if you were nice to me. You know.
Yeah. He wants the
I'm always
medium,
nice to you.
medium rare pancakes. Gooey on the inside.
Gooey on the you ever get a pancake that wasn't
Gooey
made?
on the inside.
A
Yes,
million
that's what you
times.
want.
A million times. I hate that.
It's the worst thing in the world, man. Well, maybe not the worst. There's a lot of things worse than that, but it isn't fun when that shit is all gooey in the fucking middle. I'm not with that. But see, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little freaked out by all that shit, man, because I really want to play there. But now I'm a little
Oh my
scared.
God. I'm telling you. You would feel
But
it.
you never
but
answered my
wouldn't.
question. Have you ever fucked with a Ouija board growing up in your whole
Oh,
life? Sat
yeah.
with your friends? Yeah? Yeah,
Sure.
because I feel like you're that type of person. I never really liked to I fucked with a Ouija
It
board
wasn't mine.
twice.
It was always somebody else's. It was always
Yeah.
somebody like there was an older girl down the street that she's the same age as my brothers, but they're older. But my
Mhm.
brothers had a crush on her and they would fight over her. So it was like if she brought out the Ouija board, we would all sit there and be like, let's pretend she knows what she's doing so somebody can get something. You know what I mean?
Something.
Is she going to put out?
Are
You know what
any
I
of
mean?
us gonna get laid tonight?
No.
I was like 7, 8, and they were like 12, 13. So they're in there. We're getting
Yeah.
some shit today. You know, I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll watch.
Because
the
those were
Ouija
always the
board.
questions they always ask. It's always like, the so-and-so like me? Am I gonna,
Yeah,
you know?
or my grandma, is my grandma here with me? Like, I remember her grandma had passed and they were really close. And so she was like asking about that.
See,
I
one of-
remember.
What
I
a
was always
weird
the person
game
that moved it.
for them to put out.
I
for
was always the
children.
person that moved it. I moved it toward the answers I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like they would ask a dumb question like, "Am I gonna die this year?" And I'd be like, "Yes." And they'll be like, "Are you moving?" I'll be like, "I swear to God, I'm not moving it."
But I'm gonna die.
But you're gonna die this year for sure. I know that much, man.
Why would I move it and say yes?
See, Eleanor, I don't want to freak you out, but here's the reason why now I'm a little scared to work there, because I don't believe in ghosts. I believe that they're demons. Familiar
you think
demons.
they're demons?
They're demons.
See, I don't. I look at it like that gentleman,
feel
that
like they're
Indian
demons.
guy. The way he said it was, these are spirits that, like, the way he said it
They
made
gotta
it
move
seem,
on, right?
They
Like
can't move on.
They can't.
There's
move on,
unfinished business
Yeah.
with themselves, like the purgatory thing, right?
Mhm.
So they're not at peace, or they feel like they have unfinished business or whatever. So they're kind of stuck. So it's our job to help them get. That's
Move
what
on
that
to the next
gentleman was
round.
saying. Like, he wasn't trying to be a dick.
No,
He was
I've definitely
so
heard.
serious.
I've heard that theory a lot of times. Like I've heard all the theories of what they are. I believe personally that these things are what they call familiar spirits, which is they're the spirit that hung with that antagonized that person. You know what I'm saying? So like when people speak to their grandmothers and the grandmother says a nickname that kid used to be called, and the kid is like, "Oh my God, it has to be my grandmother because it knows my nickname." No, it's the familiar spirit that was around your grandmother, knows everything about your grandmother. So it knows all the little things that your grandmother used to say. And in a sense, that's what scares me, because that's what I believe. I believe they're demons. There's some that don't fuck with you.
Is that
Why do you believe? I
thing?
don't think they're all demons. I think the ones that are stuck and that have some real messed up things that can't get out or whatever, they might mess with you a little bit. But like my niece, we used to joke that she was clairvoyant, right? When my grandma died, she was really little. She was probably like 3 or 4. And she was holding my grandma's hand. And my brother Johnny looked down and he realized she's dead. So he goes, "Let's go get Aunt Suzanne." And she goes, "Okay, bye, Nan." And she just walked away. But my grandma, Johnny goes, "You got to go check, So then they came, she passed away. And Madison is my niece's name. And she kept going, "Oh, Annie died. Damn." Like, she didn't know what she was saying, right? So then Johnny went around the
How
corner.
old was she at the time?
3 or 4.
Oh, okay. So she was little.
So she was little. So maybe 4. So she goes, they're walking down the street and my cousin was coming in. She goes, "Nanny's dead. We're going to go get donuts." Like nothing, right? No feeling. But she's a kid. So my brother's like,
kids don't have
Yeah.
feelings.
So for a long time, you could be driving a long time after my grandma was gone, like maybe a year or so. Like we're driving and she'd go, "Oh my God, that's so funny." And I go, "What's funny?" My brother's like, "What's funny?" And he goes, "Nanny's just playing bingo in the tree." Isn't she funny? Look at her. And my brother's going,
you know what? I prefer to believe what you say, that they're just spirits for certain people.
For a long time, she kept pointing things out. And then she go, "Isn't that the guy that was married to Nanny?" And it was just a single picture of Papa, my Papa. She don't know my Papa. He died when I was in high school.
Right.
So I was like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? Right. So we were all afraid of her. And one night, my other niece, Nicole, was babysitting her. Now, Nicole,
she's sitting on the couch. No one's sitting next to her, just looking at her. She's sitting there with like a
we got her in a cage.
No one's gonna help her with her homework.
She's scared the shit out of her.
Afraid of her. Everyone's afraid of her. That's hysterical.
It's so bad. So Nicole's babysitting her. And at this point, Nicole was maybe like 14, 15. So Nicole's babysitting, and Madison comes down with suitcases that she put stuff in. And she's 5. She's walking down the steps. And Nicole goes, no. You're supposed to be in bed. What are you doing? She goes, "Oh, Nanny said we have to leave." And Nicole was like, "Oh, fuck this." And she called her mother. She goes, "Come get me. I don't know what this kid's doing. I don't know." But it was my grandma saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Don't you think it was my grandma saying goodbye to her?
I would like to
Like, now
believe
I'm
that.
going. And she never saw
Yeah.
her again. She never
Oh,
mentioned
wow.
her again. Isn't that weird?
Wow. Yeah, I don't claim to know. I'm just saying that that's one of the theories. I'd rather believe the
Yeah.
theory that it's unfinished business. I'd rather believe that because I've,
Still,
like I said,
Nicole is hesitant to hug Madison. Still, she's a little hesitant.
That's hysterical. But here's the thing, though. Like, if you look at, like, you brought up the movie Sixth Sense, right? And in that
Yeah.
movie, that's kind of what it is, right? But then if
Yeah.
they need help, why are they so fucking scary? Like the one that was by him, always opening up his mouth and throwing up, only needed help.
That's in the movie. It doesn't sound like with your niece that she was scared at all.
Yeah,
right?
but
she wasn't scared.
some people, I think,
Yeah,
are
but most
bad
of those young
people,
kids
are going
aren't.
through shit when they die, and whatever they were going through, or they're not at peace with themselves. So they're saying, "Fuck! If I have to go through this, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna get back, and I'm gonna bother people and do whatever."
I think it's misconstrued. I think the people misconstrue it as
No,
something
Brian.
fearful.
Brian, the kids are never scared. You know why? They're too stupid to understand that shouldn't be going on. The older you get, the more you become
kids are
afraid of
more
that shit.
innocent.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's
Because
the
in
other way
all those
around. I think-
movies, when you look at all those movies, the kids are never afraid. The kids,
Never.
even in Poltergeist, the kids sitting here touching the TV, and the
Yeah.
other one, they always have the imaginary friend that's telling them to kill their parents,
Yep.
and they're not
Yep.
afraid of it. They don't get afraid of it until the parents tell the kid this shit
Yeah.
ain't right. Then the kid starts to get afraid because that's when the ghost or whatever starts telling it to kill their parents. Like, all right, they're trying to
But
break us
again,
up.
it's a ghost was a person, right? So a person could be an asshole in real life, then die and be more of an asshole.
Of course, yeah.
So
Why
those
wouldn't
are
they
them.
be?
But then there's people that die, get stuck, and they're just like, okay, I got to make peace with this, whatever. And then I felt my friend Freddie, at least maybe it was because I was so upset, but I felt him for a long time.
Yeah, I believe
And then
this.
I remember him not feeling it anymore. I remember not feeling him being there anymore. I don't know if it was just myself
Moving on and
coming to peace and moving on.
Yeah,
But it took a long time.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I've never like experienced anything good. I would like to experience something good. Like, have you ever like dream?
When you come to the Comedy Store, I'll have Gus take you around.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm very
Gary.
I think I'm gonna try to get out there. I would love to get out there for you recording.
Oh yeah,
I would
on the
love to come out
26th.
for that.
I'm always out
26th.
there. Well, not always. Lately.
You're always working. Every time I see you, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
You're
But I love
grinding.
working there. I love working the store. I love the Laugh Factory and the Improv as well. But
You have a favorite
the
room?
store is
You
my
think-
home club, I guess.
You think is like the belly room your favorite room to do?
No, I love it. I have fun
Yeah.
up there.
Do you think that because you do shows in the
original
belly
room's
room is
my
why you
favorite
don't have
room.
no babies?
I'm up there like, hey, one's it, get it.
You find out you're pregnant, you just go to the belly room. You just think,
Which
I'm
is
just gonna
weird,
do a
'cause-
week straight in the belly room. By the time you finish, baby's just gone.
Why would they do abortions up there? The steps are great. You could just slide down.
Maybe that's how they did them.
They have metal ones on both sides. Like,
Maybe that's how they did them back in the day. They invite, can I talk to you for a second? They come out, go, what do you want? They kick them in the chest.
God
And they fall down the
forbid.
fucking. That's horrible.
oh, I'm going to
That's
hell.
horrible.
I'll be haunting
mean,
people for a while after I die.
You're
Just
not going to
FYI.
hell.
It's
If
gonna
you're
take
going
a
to hell,
while.
then I'm going to hell. We're not going to hell. It's by grace, thank God. It's by grace, not by deeds. You know. And who gave us these sick minds that we think what we think, man? God,
My
God
mom.
gave us these minds. My mom just fucked it up.
I
You
hear
know.
her right now. This is when they all start coming in on Sunday around now.
How many people you gonna have in your house today?
Well, today won't be as bad as last week, but probably about 15. It's not
So what,
bad.
just
Last
For me
week
to have
Last week was like
15
30.
people. For me
Last
to have
week
50,
was-
that's a party. That's a party. That's not just
Last
to
week
get
was a
this.
party because
Tonight's
it
a
was my mom.
party too. 15 people. If I got 15 people in my house, that's not just a party. That's a good turnout.
Well, it's
If I
just
can
my
get 15
brothers and
people to come hang out with me one night,
my brothers with their kids, my sisters, they just bring the kids so everybody
I
comes
haven't
in.
I haven't done that in years. Like even like with my family, it was like I don't remember us going to like families' houses and having like a pack house of just family where it's not a party or nothing. It's just a bunch of people that
Came over.
their family.
Oh.
Back when I was younger, I did that a lot with my family. We'd go to cousins' houses and they'd hang out in the kitchen and we would run around outside and bug out with all the kids. But I haven't
what's
done that.
weird?
I didn't even know family still did that.
We do, and what's weird is some of the kids come by, like, but some of my nieces and nephews are at an age they're like, no, we're not going for some. We're going to our own party, whatever.
Right.
Like, they're at that age. College.
I would want to go to your
school.
house because you're nuts, and I'm pretty sure you're like a great aunt.
Oh,
like
yeah.
all.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying
I would want to go.
we don't even, if the kids don't show, we're cool. Me and my brothers and sisters just fuck around. We're worse than when the kids are there. So they come just to make fun of us.
The traveling runner says, "What's y'all comedy room bucket list?"
Comedy
you've
room.
played everywhere. You've played in pretty much every room.
I'll
right?
say the cellar was on my bucket list, and now that I've gotten past and worked there, knock wood, I do love that place. That was cool. That was a big bucket list.
That was a big
Yeah,
one
for me,
you?
that's on mine, of course. That's like the number one on mine.
I'm doing the Patrice O'Neill benefit. I know that's not a room, but the Patrice O'Neill benefit. I never got to meet Patrice, but I'm such a fan.
Me too. Me too. That is so fucking awesome.
To me, my heart is like,
that you just gave me a bucket list. You just gave me something to add to my bucket list because I would love to do that. The cellar is definitely on my bucket list to do the cellar. And then also I want to play Madison. That's my bucket list. It's not a comedy club, but Madison Square Garden is my bucket list.
Ooh,
that's what I'm shooting for. You know what I'm saying? Like I already consider myself successful in comedy. I'm doing it. I'm living off of it. I'm enjoying my life. I love comedy. But that's my goal. My goal is the cellar first, and then of course
MSG.
Madison, or maybe MSG first, because the cellar won't pass me until I do MSG. Then they'll be like, "Yo, come down."
Well, I think if you just hustle a little more.
I know that's my thing.
Those are attainable goals. MSG, you're gonna have to work a little harder.
I'm gonna have to work a lot harder.
That's a tougher.
But I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of hard work.
No, I get it. Me too. But to fill that space, that's a lot.
To bring her,
I'm
like I said. Yo, you all number one top fan of our show, Zoo. Yeah, I was wondering who you were. Yeah. And also shout out to my boy Mark the Rat, man. He just sent me a text. He says he likes you, Eleanor. He sent me a text.
Oh, thank
said,
you.
I really like this chick.
She's fucked up. No, she's
yeah, that's
I'm
why
not being held captive. This is just the color my little sister picked for this dumb wall.
I mean, you look like you're both in the same room. You just look like you're sitting opposite of this dude over here. It looks like you're in an empty room. That's what it looks like. It looks like you're in an empty room. Like there's just mattresses on the floor for all your relatives to come
100%. Like if I turn the camera around, you'd shit your pants. The fact that I haven't moved from this spot is because I can't. There's a bed. It was all my suitcases. It's so small in here.
Not me. I'm pretty chilling right now. Even though I'm getting ready to move my stuff into my son's old room. Now that my son's not here, I'm gonna turn it into my studio.
He moved out?
Turn it into my studio. Yeah, he moved in with his lady.
Okay.
He's learning real quick about life.
He'll be back.
Actually, he's moving back to New York. He's going back to the house to his mom's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank God. Not that I don't want him here, it's just that, let his moms deal with the dog and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Now they got 2 dogs, and one of them is like a wolf. He's got a German Shepherd that's taller than me.
Oh,
it's crazy.
But German Shepherds are good dogs.
Oh, it's great. His name is Zeus. No. His name ain't Zeus. His name is Samson. That's his name, Samson. Yeah, I don't want to get it wrong in case he's watching.
My nephew literally found a gorgeous German Shepherd on the side of the road in Ohio. And he had a
find
dog
a German Shepherd on somebody must have just got rid of it. Or it got
So
lost.
he saw the dog tag. He brought it back to the guy, and the guy goes, "Yeah, I don't want him." So my Shawnee was like, "Oh my god!" So he took him in, but Sean already had 2 other dogs, and they all were fighting. So now my sister, his mother, has the dog, and we love the
That's fucked up,
nicest,
man.
sweetest. But you know what he named him? Cutler, after Jay Cutler, because he's a big Bears fan. It's even hard for me to say it. I'm like,
Oh, that's
calling him
right.
Cutler. What's he gonna sit on the sidelines and watch the Super
Philly-
Bowl? No, what?
Philly,
Calling him Cutler. Or Cutler.
Philly lost. How'd you handle the loss?
Easily.
How did you handle
I'm a
it?
Rams
Easily?
fan.
Oh, okay. There
No.
you go.
No, I was upset.
Easily, I'm a Rams fan. So you very rarely even have a fucking dog in the fight.
No, I was excited for the Eagles, of course. That's my home team.
I
But
wanted them to win.
it was the worst game. I was pissed.
I called
threw
it
it
actually.
away.
I knew that was gonna happen. I called it.
He's
I didn't even watch the
fumbling,
second
you
half.
know, barely
called it.
reading a blitz. Like, I don't understand it. What are you doing? You know?
I think
And
it's
then the
fixed.
whole
I think
second
it's all-
half,
I think
they
it's all-
just
I think it's all
outplayed him and
fixed.
outscored him. What?
You think it's fixed,
I
Brian?
think it's all, yeah. I think to a certain extent, all pro sports are fixed. I mean, you remember
The Chiefs scored on every possession, and the
Yeah.
Eagles didn't. And that's the bottom line that happened in the second half. That was it. If they
They
scored
had
on
that
every
one
possession,
call.
we'd
That
be
one
all right.
call at the end. That one call at the end was a pretty important call. But I think
It's-
that's the only way you could.
it's
'cause
a
I don't
shitty
think the whole
call.
team. I don't think the whole team is going to sit there and throw a game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Especially with that kind of season.
Yeah, I mean,
behind
the
them.
most they could do, I think the most they can do is try to help the team they want to win, which I think they do.
Although this, I know this is bad. I'll go back to the fixing. I don't like the Patriots. I don't like Robert Kraft. I think he's a shady motherfucker, and I think he did pull some strings, right? So Belichick and Kraft are the greatest cheating team of all time. And then they put Tom Brady in there, and that's why he gets a bad rap, right? But they used him as a puppet. Just me. Let's go conspiracy, whatever the word
Let's go.
is,
Let's,
right?
let's
Oh,
go.
please.
Let's go.
Because
Grab
you
the
already
shovel,
went
keep
there.
digging the hole.
Because now I'm pissed, right? It's 9/11. It's already a tough year, right? Rams are in the Super Bowl. Greatest show on turf, right?
Isaac
It's
Bruce,
not Dick
Torrey
Vermeil.
Holt.
Dick Vermeil already won the Super Bowl with them. Dick retired after that, right? Now it's Mike Martz. Whatever. I can't take this. I hate him.
Martz,
I
yeah.
fucking I won't even say his name. So the Rams, greatest show on turf. Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk. Beautiful. You can't mess this up. They got it. But it was a patriotic year. You feel me?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Eleanor
Marshall
breaking it
Faulk
down.
is like on a possession is running in slow motion. I'm like, what? Hey, what? Marshall, I could have
think-
brought that in. What are you doing? Like,
I
I'm
think they want to something.
screaming at
Wasn't
the
there a
TV.
catch in that game too that one of the guys like dropped, like Holt or Bruce? They dropped like a big catch too, I feel like. in that
Isaac
game.
Bruce, the oldest Ram, he was on the Rams his whole career.
Yeah.
See now,
And a beast too.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It
yeah.
broke my heart. If you watch that game, first of all, they shouldn't even have been there because the Raiders should have been there.
who was the
That-
quarterback for the
Remember
Patriots
that was the
year?
Tuck rule.
It was
that was
Brady,
the
it was Tom
Tuck
Brady.
rule.
Tom
with the
Brady was
Raiders.
the quarterback that year, right? All right, so
Yeah,
what about
it was his
this?
first year. Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady, his wife's a witch.
His what?
He says it. His wife's a witch, and he says it. He says, and this is from his mouth. I forgot what show he was on, but he says that he knows if he's going to
She's
win
a-
because his wife tells him he's going to win, and that she tells him to do all this crazy shit. Like every day, he does these weird rituals.
Well, why didn't he retire? Because she told him, "You're done, bitch."
Yeah, and look what happened. He tried to do it on his own, and he didn't win.
Bye, bitch.
I'm telling
They
you,
don't-
he has
you don't have
like
Kraft.
There's
And
like three
Belichick-
videos. There's like 3 videos of him saying that his wife makes him do all kinds of crazy things. And at first he was like, this is stupid. But then he started doing it and noticing it was working. So he said, I listen to everything she tells me to do. Did you find the video?
Superstitions going into
This
the
is
game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, you know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, you know, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace.
An amulet?
And take these drops she
Turn it off,
makes.
I can't
and
listen.
I say all these mantras.
Mantras, you
And
weirdo.
I stopped questioning her a
It
long
works.
time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and by God, you know, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course, we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her.
And at the end of that comment, he says, my wife's a witch, but thank God she's a good witch.
Oh,
That's how he
I'll
ends
put,
that.
I'll put it back up. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Let's hear it.
also I get help from cheating, and
She
so
said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
Okay.
Glenda's
So
a
maybe they
good
weren't,
witch.
maybe
Has a
they
perfect
weren't
ass,
throwing the
that's
game.
why.
It depends on the booty that you like. What's a perfect ass? You know?
Well, I'm saying like she's Brazilian.
maybe they
she's got
didn't-
the perfect
yeah.
body. So you
Yeah.
listen to her. You're like, yeah, whatever you say, honey. Yeah.
I think you got the perfect body. All right. That's what I think. All right.
Oh, me.
And
but
not
I
for
still
nothing,
think they
maybe
cheat.
maybe they didn't throw the game. Maybe they just had, you know, spirits out there making them drop the ball.
No, fuck that.
Maybe the witch,
Because
maybe the
they
witch was
shouldn't
at
have been
work.
there. That tuck rule shouldn't have happened. It should have been the Raiders. They should have never been there. That was a bullshit call. They were trying to make Tom Brady a legend. They were trying to prove that we can do this with a patriotic ear on a a second quarterback, whatever, second string quarterback stepping up and is gonna win. And they pulled
Underdog, yeah.
the tuck rule. You could suck my dick with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You understand? That's a bullshit call. You watch that 30 for 30, you will be fucking furious. And you see Tom Brady's face, and he realizes, oh, it wasn't him. It was above.
But
It
they
was
changed. They
above
kept
him.
changing
That was
rules
a
for Tom Brady.
motherfucking fumble.
That's
What?
been there. That big facts, Eleanor.
That's
My man
right.
Zoe says big facts,
I'm
Eleanor.
telling you, I will lose it. I will flip out. People are like, oh, Tom Brady's so nice. Like, yeah, but they held him. They made him the face of we cheat. So I can't look at him right.
Yeah.
The deflate gate, all the bullshit. No.
But what about when he went? What about when he went to the whatchamacallits and he won a championship
The
with them?
the
The
Bucks.
Bucks. I mean, the
Yeah.
dude wins.
If he did
Yeah,
it with
but
the Browns,
so-
I'd give him something.
So
Do it with the Browns, bitch.
But that's like Michael
The
Jordan
Bucks were
going to the
already coming up.
Wizards. That's like Michael
The
Jordan
Bucks
going
were
to the
already
Wizards.
coming up.
Yeah, but you still.
Yeah.
The Bucks were already building. They were already rebuilding. They were a younger team. They were already rebuilding.
But he did it his first year, right? Didn't he
I
win his
understand
first year with
that.
them?
He went to a team that already had.
I mean, I'm not a fan.
all
of
they
his.
needed was one thing: somebody who
Yeah.
can connect. And they
I'm not
got
a fan
that,
of
and
his,
that's great.
but every
the
sports
Browns-
needs one of those.
But the
They need a
Browns,
dude that you hate, that you want to see lose.
Yeah, that's
whatever,
how
I'm
they
not
that's
rooting
how they
for him.
build the fucking
You root
the,
for
the
him.
story.
No, I don't root for him. I root against him all the time. I do. I root against him all
You
the time,
root
but
for
the
him.
dude
Let
wins.
him and his Wiccan wife,
Look, I'm not gonna
build an
let this
altar
come
for
between
you.
us, Eleanor. All right. I hate that motherfucker. If you hate him, then I hate him too. All right. That's not even a problem. Fuck Tom Brady.
My friend was opening.
Where's my sound effects, dude? Where's my sound effects? Where's my gunshot?
Yeah.
Where's something, man? You're slipping.
My friend was opening
Tom Brady.
for Chris Rock, and so they were. I think it was in Boston that he came. So he called. He goes, "Robert Kraft is here," and I'm like, "Punch him in the dick for me, man. Just punch him in the dick." But he came backstage to see Chris Rock.
Did you see his special?
Yeah.
His last special, Chris Rock's?
Yeah.
I'm so upset. I love Chris
What
Rock.
are you upset about?
I love Chris Rock, first of all. And there's always been this like weird thing that he doesn't know about between me and Chris Rock. He knows nothing about it. But there's always been this weird thing. Like when I first started doing comedy, I had Jim Mendrinos as my teacher.
Okay.
And one day, he asked me follow him on Facebook. He put something up, and I never make comments. Never. I never comment on Facebook because then somebody dumb reacts to your comment. Next thing you know, you're in Facebook beef. But I commented on something he put, and then right under that, Chris Rock commented on something that the same thing. He commented right under me, and I was bugging out. I'm like, I know someone who knows Chris Rock. I'm in this comedy shit. I was bugging out, and then at the time I was dating this girl. We get home at like 9:00 one night, and she goes on the computer. She's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What's up?" She goes, "Chris Rock is coming back after 5 years. It was his first show back over at in Jersey, over at
Rascals.
Stress Factory.
Stress Factory.
Stress Factory.
Yeah, New Brunswick. Yeah.
He was at, and she said they got tickets for $9. And I said, fuck that, grab some tickets. And she goes, Gary, this was sent out at 5:00. There's no way we're gonna get tickets. And I said, well, just fucking try. You know what I'm saying? And we got 2 tickets. Couldn't believe it. Managed to get 2 tickets at 9:00. The shit went out at 5:00. We go there. Place is packed, right?
$9 to see Chris Rock.
$9
That's
for the
insane.
first
That's
time in
awesome.
5 years. For the first time in 5 years.
God.
That first special he did, I saw a lot, not all of that material, but I saw a lot of that material his first time back after 5 years. And you could see he was nervous when he came through. When he came up to the stage, everybody's trying to touch him, and he just had his head down. He looked very humble. He looked very humble.
Which one? The Bring the Pain are you talking about?
Yeah,
or?
the first special when he came back after his hiatus. That I think it was what was the name of it? Was it Bring the Pain?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Bring the Pain was the one that popped. That popped him. He did a bunch of specials before that, but Bring the Pain was the biggest one.
It's the one where
Tambourine.
Tambourine, I think it was.
That was his most recent one in 18.
Oh, Tambourine was the last.
Well, no.
Never Scared. That was in 04. He put that out.
Bring the Pain was like 90s.
I think it was. I think it was Never Scared or whatever. It was the one where he talks about.
Yeah, Bring the Pain was 96.
Yeah, no, it wasn't 96.
Yeah, Kill the Messenger was 08. Was it Kill the Messenger?
It's the one where he talks about that he's never been back to where the buildings went on September 11th. He goes, he got beat up on a block once. He never went back to that spot where he got beat up. He walks around the block, so he doesn't understand how they built the buildings. And he's like, what, did they teach this building to duck?
That's funny.
It was crazy. But anyway, so he goes up. He does 2 hours, crushes for 2 hours. And as he's walking off, he's coming back, and I'm standing right by where the green room is. So he has to walk right by me, but I'm kind of up in the air behind the railing. And as he's walking, everyone's leaning over to see him, and everyone's touching him. He just has his head down the whole time. And then he looks up. Me and him make eye contact, and he gives me a fist bump as he's walking into the green room, and then puts his head down and walks into the green room, not talking to anybody else. And my lady at the time was like, what the fuck was that? And I go, am I bugging, or was that crazy? He like just singled me out and gave me a bump. And she goes, Gary, that was crazy. Then he comes out, same shit. Everybody's trying to touch him. He's not even looking at anybody. He looks up at me, and then he goes and walks out.
That's so.
And then she goes, Gary, what the fuck is going on? I go, I don't know. Right. Then I meet his cousin, Sherrod.
Oh, my favorite, Sherrod Small.
Before I even meet him, right? My boy, my old bass player from SSL when I was signed, he hustles weed now in California. I ran into him by the Grizzly Pear. He comes to see the show. He's like, oh shit, G, you know, you're good, blah, blah, blah. He goes back to LA. He gets a call to deliver some weed. It winds up being Chris Rock's hotel. They invite him in to come hang out. He's like, Jude, I'm hanging out with Chris Rock, his cousin, his brother was there. He's bugging out. And he's like, and I said, you didn't bring me up, did you? Because I know this dude. He's like, yeah, I brought you up. I'm like, why would you bring me up? You know, like I'm feeling like a dick. He goes, no, I just mentioned that one of my friends, I just saw my friend doing comedy in New York, and they asked who he was. And I said your name. And he goes, and Sherrod goes, oh, I've heard of him. I heard of him. I heard he's pretty good. And I said, get the fuck out of here. Right. So then one day I'm walking. This is back before we had Kiss Kiss. We only had Anthem. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking. Right. I had a show at Anthem, and I run into Sherrod. And I had seen him a couple of times. He's seen me in some rooms, and he comes up and says, yo, what's up? And I'm like, oh shit, Sherrod. We're talking. He comes to check out my set, which I thought was amazing, you know, because he had a show right.
That's
he was
great.
starting a little later. I was doing my Rudolph bit. He loved it. I see him now. I see him in front of the cellar now. Like the week later, I'm walking by with a Big Brian, and he like just starts bugging out on me. He's like, "Yo, come over here, yo!" In front of the cellar with the comics outside. He's giving me nothing but love. Gives me his number.
Yeah.
And then I find out it's Chris Rock's cousin, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Another little weird thing with Chris Rock. So now I watched this special, and I actually loved the special. I thought it just got better and better. You know, which is great. That's what you want. You want it to just get better, you know? And then he has the abortion joke, which is a lot like my abortion joke, where I say my daughter's the reason why I'm pro-life, but my son is the reason why I'm pro-choice. And he says, I think we should be able to kill them till they're 4. And I say, we should wait until they're 12. Because by 12, you know if that kid's going to be a dick. You know what I'm saying? I said, listen, because one of my biggest arguments is we don't know what it could have been. We don't know if that could have been the next great writer, the next great artist, the person who cures every disease. But if that kid's 11 years old and he's standing in the corner eating paint chips, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kid ain't going to be shit. And then I say, I'm not saying you got to kill him. I'm just saying if you want to, I mean, you know him better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Look,
I mean,
that joke has a lot of controversy. That joke has a lot of controversy because Berg did a very similar one.
I love Berg. It's the cake one. I mean, I don't think they're the same. Because
Bill said if you could get an abortion if you just call it what it is, killing babies.
Yes.
Verbatim.
Verbatim. That's what it is. Yeah.
So
I mean, but to an extent, that's kind of like. I think that's a feeling.
That's a
of
broad,
a lot of. It's a broad feeling of a lot of pro-choices in the sense where they go. A lot of people say, and that was always my thing. Like, do you, but let them know, you know, because they make it sound like it's easy. They make it sound like you're gonna go in and then you're gonna come out and go to your hair appointment. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like that. It's something that stays with you.
You do 5 minutes right after.
Yeah. You know, so it's a lot like that, especially with the whole thing of wait until they're 4. I say 12. You know what I'm saying? I even go as far as to say, how do we get rid of them? And then I say, you take them to a nice high mountain, you have a little picnic, you know, you cut their sandwich in triangles or squares, however they like it. It's their day. So, I had the joke for a while. And then he does the joke, and now I'm stuck with, should I even still do the joke? Because it's kind of like it. But I know I didn't get it from him. But then what even gets me more mad is I'm watching Michael Knowles, and he's talking about the joke. I'm watching the Michael Knowles. He's one of those dudes like Ben Shapiro and
like
those
guy.
Dudes from the Daily Wire. They're like these conservative
news commentators.
Yeah, they're conservative news commentators, and they're huge. They got millions of followers. Yeah, Shapiro. That's his station actually. Him and that other dude started. Jerry started Daily Wire, which is like Candace Owens. You know, you heard of Candace, right?
I've heard of her. Yeah,
it's all of those people. It's freaking great. I love the show because they go at Republicans and Democrats. They're very center, but they're conservative. So he was talking about the joke, and he was saying how it's just genius. And I'm sitting there going, there's one part of me that goes, I'm thinking on the level of geniuses, and that's kind of dope. You know, you are a genius. You are a genius, yo. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm saying you're thinking like, I'm
thinking on that level. I'm just thinking on that level. It's happened to me before too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I've said shit, and then I've read books like from Aristotle's, and it was something I was just telling somebody.
Aristotle.
And I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh
I love
shit,
that
I'm
you
thinking on the level of
pluralized it.
Aristotle's. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I added There's a couple of them because
There's
I'm around
multiple
now.
Aristotles.
Aristotle, whatever. Okay, both of you.
Wow.
Brian, you're gonna get it worse. Okay, I can only be so mad at her because you can only stay so mad at your wife for so long.
Oh shit. Somebody's at the
But
door.
Brian, I could stay mad at you for a long time. Okay, so watch it, buddy. But yeah, so
Watch
that's
it,
like
buddy.
that's the new thing. Where like now I'm kind of thinking,
Yeah,
same train of
that
thought,
sucks.
which is cool, but it's also like, oh man,
Well, I've had people I've
I
had
can't
people
watch
call
Bill
me
Burr.
and be like, I've had people call me and say, hey, you know that bit, is that yours? I'm like, yeah. Like, okay. And they're like, ah, shit, I did it on. I'm like, you did? Or I wrote it in, and I'm like, fuck, like, what do you do? And they're big, so you can't. And years ago, there was a comic that was very, very popular. I don't know why, but people liked him. Anyway, he was always an asshole. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to dignify it that way, but always an asshole. And he would literally, I know that like young comics would be like, hey, I have a bit that's similar to yours, thinking they were connecting.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, we both talk about dogs, whatever it would be, right?
Yeah.
Thinking this is a connection. And
Yeah.
he would literally turn to them and say, I already did it on television. Go get a lawyer. That's how much he was stealing, that he would just immediately, he wouldn't even connect with the person. He would just shut them down. Talk to my lawyers. Gigantic, by the way.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Trash.
I'm pretty sure
Pure
I know
trash.
who you're talking about.
Pure trash. I can't.
I mean, at least you got to deal with it with people who were higher up there. I deal with it with people that are like below me. They make my shit sound like trash. I wish he heard my joke and did it and fucking like I don't think he took my joke
And
at
the
all.
thing is,
I don't think that at all.
But Chris, he has writers, like, so it sucks because, and he writes with them. It's not like they do it all. Obviously it's like, hey, what about this direction or what about that? You know what I mean? And so it sucks because, you like you're saying, you don't know if they heard it or if it just, a parallel thinking.
That's what I think. I'm just
parallel
giving it up to parallel thinking.
But
what you're saying is you never know, because the truth is they have writers and shit. You never know where their writers are going to getting their shit from.
Or go to parallel thinking, right? Like me and Aaron Berg, we're on two opposite sides of the world, right? And I was doing his show In Hot Water. You remember he had that podcast?
Mm-hmm.
So I was at his show and he goes, hey, I was at the stand last night and the girls were telling me how much they love you, the waitresses, how much they love you and how funny you are. And you have this bit that you do where you say your dad refers to lesbians as, sorry, I'm going to say the F word. I apologize in advance, but he calls them girl faggots. And sorry. So
way to be on point.
I want to get kicked off,
Brian,
but it's what my dad would say, right?
That's what he would say.
So
yeah.
Aaron goes, and I always make fun of my dad for saying that because I think it's so absurd, right? And so Aaron said that he came up with a bit. He's never seen me talk about it. He's never seen me say it. And I'm not in New York like that, I mean, here and there, but not all the time. And he's never in LA. He does a bit about, hey, we have to respect lesbians. They want to go by their name, and he calls them lady faggots.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Right? How similar. But we were on his show hashing it out, not hashing it out, but talking about it.
Exactly.
And I was like, wow, like that is parallel thinking. It's literally a tiny sliver on words. So does he have to stop saying it or why? I said, who cares? Just say it.
Yeah, as long as you're not on the same show.
Yeah, I never care when it's people
I don't even care if we're on the same show. And then my friend Punky Johnson, she started saying it. And but she goes, I got it from you. She goes, it reminded me, Like,
Yeah.
so I
Because
and I
well,
love
something
working.
like that is gonna
"Say it,
take
it's
on.
funny."
You come up with something like that. That's gonna catch on as like
A thing to
you know
say.
a thing to
So
say.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I put it on an album. It's already out there. And years ago, when my dad first said it, I was on Rogan and I said it on Rogan. So I told the
Mm.
stories. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's already
It's out.
documented. I could be
Right,
like that
cemented.
comic could be like, talk to my lawyer. It's already documented,
It's
bitch.
already on Rogan.
That's
But
how I
I
look
don't
at it.
do that.
Yeah. No, I
Because I'm
mean,
not an asshole.
there's only so much you can do. I mean, I remember this one comedian, and once again, I'm not going to say his name either because I don't even want to give him any kind of props. But
Exactly.
I had him on my show on Sunday, on a Sunday night show. I did my real Thanksgiving bit, which I'm sure you heard, where I talk about,
Yeah.
I went by Wawa, whatever. He tells me to come bring him weed. At the time, I was still hustling, so he's like, "Yo, you got any?" No, actually, it was Adderall, and he asked me to meet him at his show in Queens.
You got some?
Who me? Nah, it's
Right.
actually you don't fucking deal with Adderall. You don't do drugs. You definitely don't do Adderall.
I
Don't
gotta
do
I gotta
drugs.
start doing something. Go ahead.
Adderall is great. It's fucking great. It really is. It just it makes me feel like before I ever did any drugs.
It's mad.
But anyway, so he tells me to come over to give us some Addies, and I walk in and the motherfucker's on stage doing my Thanksgiving joke.
No.
I couldn't believe it. And here's the worst part about it. Like I said, at least if they're taking from anybody, they're hired people. They're making it sound good. He totally destroyed it. Totally destroyed the joke. And that's the thing. People will take jokes from me and they sound worse. I'm like, yo, you're making me doubt my own material. Like, if you're gonna do it, at least get a fucking laugh off of it. Don't butcher it. And he took a joke that is so original that it's like you did not come up with that, dog. I know you didn't come up with
hate that.
It's fucking insane.
Did you kill him?
I actually didn't
We
say
should be
anything
allowed
to him.
to.
I
We
actually
should be
didn't say
allowed.
we should be allowed to, but I didn't say anything because I knew when I heard him doing it, he just didn't understand the concept of the joke. He just saw me say it and get laughs.
So he took the words. Yeah.
So he just took the words, but he didn't understand the whole concept. So I knew it wasn't going to last long that he would even remember
Right.
on how to make that joke work unless he comes to see me again, which
Yeah.
after that, I never booked him again.
You
know what I'm
guys are
saying?
gonna hate me, but I have to go.
No, it's all right, mama.
Sorry,
you
'cause
talking
there's
about?
People downstairs and they're
It's totally
I'm getting
fine.
phone
Actually,
calls and
it's-
notices.
I didn't even think I would have you for this long. All right. So to have you for an hour and 42 minutes means a lot to me for you to take
Thank
that time
you.
out. I
Thank
know
you,
it's the
Eleanor.
most valuable thing. Eleanor, I love you, mama.
I love
and I
you
mean
guys.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, I say I love you. You say you guys. You bring him in here. He's not going to be there with us. He's not even
Listen.
coming to the wedding. I'm not even inviting him to the wedding. All right.
Check out Eleanor.
I love you,
Eleanor,
Gary.
are you around?
shows.
Are you around in New York at all this week or anywhere you're at? Because I don't know who's listening. So why don't you tell us where you're going to be at?
Well, I'm gonna be. I have to go to Boston. I'll be with Dice at I think it's Laugh Boston. I don't even think I gave those dates to put on the website because I've been focused on what I'm headlining. So I'm headlining on the 18th in California. It's a place called Mercer, California. So I think that one's on there.
No. Also
It's not shit. All right. Well, how about Mic Drop? Mic Drop.
Mic Drop and Max's Pavilion in Staten Island.
Max, I already did. That was great. Staten Island the other night. Excellent. Excellent. So much fun. But Mic Drop.
Where can they
I'll be-
follow you? That's probably the easiest way. Where can they follow you?
Brian, where can they follow? I'm kidding. EJ.
ElenoreJKerrigan.com or at EJ Kerrigan on Instagram and TikTok.
Thank you. I'm the worst. That's why I get people to do it.
I'm
But
the
Mic
worst.
Drop
You're
in San
out there.
Diego is a big deal. And
what
I'm
date is that?
headlining. What?
What date is that?
That's the
The
24th.
March 24th and 25th.
Mhm.
And then
All
on
right,
the
and-
26th, I filmed the half hour.
And that's going to be at the Haunted
Comedy Store,
Comedy
Haunted
Store.
House.
Comedy Store, Haunted House Comedy Club. Go check her out, man. I guarantee you're going to love this woman, man.
It's
She
so
is
much fun.
amazing.
Just don't bring up Tom
She's
Brady
amazing.
and we'll have a good time.
I love you, Eleanor.
I love you too.
The only
Just-
one I love is Eleanor and my listeners.
Just you,
know.
Gary. Just you, I love. All right.
Thank you, Ma. I feel
I
special.
don't know how to do it.
Guys, thanks for hanging out, man. We
What do I
appreciate
hit?
you, Eleanor. I love that you came back. You made my day.
Peace.
What do I hit?
You